Think the stream's up and running. We have not started the show yet, the show proper. This is Frank. I'm on with Eric. We're just doing a little pre pre-show. What do they
Oh
call
yeah, I
that?
guess I could review the first season of Dragon Maid,
Doing
but
a
I'm gonna review something else.
doing a little pre-show banter. Uh, should be fun. We're not going to start the tournament this week because we had a tie. So we'll run the poll another week. I'll tell Break when he gets on. Break. We're just waiting on Break, man. We usually start the show 7 Eastern. So if you're listening on the archives on YouTube or on Twitch, just make sure you join us live every Friday 7 Eastern time. We do a little pre-show banter before the show starts proper. We're going to have a heck of a show for y'all today. We don't have a ton of news. Again, we're not starting the tournament this week. We'll start the tournament next week. And it's either going to be the greatest game shows of all time or the top PlayStation 2 games of all time. We had a tie, so I looked at both, and the game show one's going to be really tough. Really, really tough. But I'll do it anyways. It would be fun to do that. So if that wins out, we'll do that. I'll find 64. Actually, we might just do 32 because there's, I mean, let's just cut out the shit and just do 32. We should have lots of cool stuff. I have a few reviews. Eric has a review of
I had two of them.
Oh, it looks like you got two. Monster Musume Season 1 and Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Season 1. So those should be some interesting anime talk. I have reviews for a movie called Vicious Fun, a movie called The Deep Ones, and a movie called Promising Young Woman. So we have plenty of those. We got Sweetos. We got Stinkos this week. As always, Funny or Stupid makes a return. I have not seen this link here that I got, but we will all hear, and if you're in chat, see whether or not TikTok is funny or stupid. Free for all today. We could talk about. There's a variety of things we can talk about. I don't think we got into that Chinese zodiac, which we might do today, Eric. The cart rot thing.
No, we did that.
Oh, we did. We did the cart rot thing too. Did we do the LGBTQ itch.io thing?
No.
Okay, let's do that. And also, what we're excited for this summer in gaming. I can tell you, Eric, I'm not really excited for anything major coming up, to be honest. Like, I've got stuff to finish, and then I'll get excited. Let's see. MXT's in chat. MXT, let us know if you can hear us. I see you in there. MXT never stays for the whole show. I think he's like, obligated to work or something. I think he's still working for the man at Walmart. I think that's what's going on. It's hot, man. I'll be talking about that, my stinko, for sure. What else we got, Eric? Anything else happening this month for you?
So I get to play some games, I guess.
Oh, that's good.
Skyward Sword HD. That's coming out, and Ace Attorney is also coming out.
Yeah.
Ace There's Attorney. A lot of other stuff too that I have to skip because buying those two instead.
There really is a lot of stuff coming out, Eric, but I don't.
And then August comes and nothing's coming out.
Yeah, I know. August, yeah, that's towards the end. There's nothing, but.
And then September it starts all off again.
Yeah. Well, September starts Christmas shopping, which is weird because Halloween's the next. I wished Halloween was Halloween is the most generous holiday of them all, Eric. I am firmly in the belief that that Halloween is, because what other holiday do complete strangers give complete strangers candy and gifts?
Christmas.
No, that's you don't. You go around to your neighbors on Christmas giving them gifts, Eric?
No.
Okay, see what I'm
But
saying?
but we're not those kind of neighbors.
I'm saying, well, even if you're not those kind of neighbors, I mean, kids can go to those neighbors' house and get candy on Halloween for the most
I
part.
will say that in the latest, actually the episode, the dub version hasn't aired yet, but My Hero Academia's latest episode had, or second latest, because I think actually we're 2 behind, but had a character named Aerie who was like sheltered and basically hidden away from the world by the mafia because they were trying to use her powers, and she wasn't raised properly, so she doesn't know what the difference between Christmas and Halloween is, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to be Christmas, and she said Happy Halloween instead.
Yeah. What the fuck, man? Okay, so what is this this deal? Well, I guess we'll get into it in free for all, Eric. Um, we're not starting the tournament this month. If you're just joining, the show's RPGrinders. We haven't started yet. We had a tie, so we have to break the tie. I think we should just do game shows, Eric, but we'll do 32 because 64 game shows is really hard. I was looking through it today, and I don't think there's 64 worthy game shows of being in a tournament. So I think 32 would be just fine. We'll talk to Break when he gets on here. So this Epic versus Apple trial, is that? I mean,
This news is kind of old, but we never got to talk about it before. But
no.
But from what I can tell, Apple and Epic were having issues because of their Fortnite being sold on the Apple Store, and what Epic was doing was they were basically like doing some kind of workaround for like their microtransactions or something. And Apple had a problem with that. But anyways, like I guess they had like a dispute, and one of the settlements for it was that itch.io, which was on the Apple Store, and the Epic Game Store, because you could buy games through both of those things. This article is basically saying that they're basically calling Epic out for having to force itch.io relabel one of its like LGBTQ plus spaces as unspeakable games.
Oh boy. How petty. I think that's petty, Eric. I mean, honestly. I mean, I always felt like...
I mean, I like itch.io kind of took it in stride and ran with it and just said, hey, we're going to have an unspeakable games jam, and it's going to be about all the games that apparently Epic hates.
Yeah. We'll talk about that more. There's lots to talk about when it comes to that. I mean, we're going to have a heck of a show, Eric.
And the only reason Epic does this is because Epic does not know how to categorize stuff, and apparently, like, porn games are like boo, and they're going to think of the children's stuff, and it's just junk like that. It's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, okay. This goes back all the way to fucking GTA and even before that, Eric. Like, it goes all the way back to the Atari. Like, there were, I guess, what could be considered, adult games even on the Atari.
Oh wait, this article is actually suggesting that Apple is not allowing itch.io have this stuff, and it's basically trying to snipe at Epic for saying that look how filthy these people are for allowing this content.
Well, the content should be allowed, Eric. I'm not one for censorship at all. Like, I'm of a belief that if a game sucks, then nobody's gonna buy it for the most part. I mean, there are exceptions to the rule. I know that there's like major AAA titles that
Like it
everybody.
says, like here, the real reason they're fighting is because Apple won't host other app stores on their app store, and Epic will, and Epic doesn't want to have to pay Apple for their space on the app, so they can get around their. So they made their workaround, and that's why they're angry.
I guess two companies going at it. I really don't care. I mean, they both
But
have.
like one of the casualties was that itch.io had to make this thing.
Yeah. And itch.io is just a place to buy games, right? Much like Epic
Yeah.
Okay.
But since they have an app on the apps or Apple's app store and Epic's game store, they have to change it now.
To unspeakable or whatever you said.
Yeah, which is dumb because
Yeah.
it makes it sound way worse than it is.
Right. I mean,
Even if some of that content is adult content.
we'll talk about this more in depth in free for all, but I'm sure you guys know we have a big time opinion when it comes to censorship and whatnot. So can't wait to get into the show. We're just waiting on Breakman to get here. I didn't get any messages, so I think he's okay. Let me just make sure on Twitter. Oh shit! I put too many tabs. I need to get more RAM for this computer, man. That's one of my priorities when we get back from Vegas.
Excuse me.
Wow, that was special. All right, let's check the old Twitter just to make sure the break didn't. Let's see. I was hearing you, but I lost it. Let's see.
He said it's back now.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's back now. Cool. Let me just check to make sure I didn't get any messages from Breakman. Nothing there. And nothing there. Okay. So we're just waiting on Break to get on in, and then we'll start the show at 7 Eastern. If you're just joining the show's RPGrinders, this is Frank. I'm on with Eric RPG. Eric has a new review up on the stream, so make sure you go to rpgrinders.podbean.com.
I'm gonna need to fucking air out this computer case because my computer is making loud noises, so there's probably too much dust in there.
Oh yeah, probably. Let's see. I hear you now. Cool. You still hear us, MXT? Just give us a thumbs up in chat or whatever. Some type of emoji. There's plenty of emojis there. I think I got extra emojis when we had 50 followers. We need more followers, MXT. Get your friends to follow us on Twitch. That'd be cool.
We've got a review on Boston Best Brigade as well.
Oh, awesome. So Eric has a review on Boston Bastard Brigade?
It's the review that's on the stream, but there's a link to it in Evan's review of the game, so you could read it and you could listen to it.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, just go to bostonbastardbrigade.com. Look, it's under. Is it under you, Eric? Eric RPG?
No, it's under the games review section and it's for Wonder Boy Asha on Monster World.
Oh, okay. Just click on the link and it'll take you.
And my link is right at the end of Evan's review,
Oh,
so you can
awesome.
get a second opinion.
That's kind of cool. It's cool that you guys are doing that. Eric does really good reviews, so make sure you check it out on the stream. It's rpgrinders.podbean.com if you want to hear Eric's take on which game was it, Eric?
Wonder Boy Asha on Monster World.
Ah, there you go. Okay. Just waiting on Breakman to get on in. We're gonna have a heck of a show for you all today. We are not doing a tournament. We had a tie. MXT, what would you rather see? Greatest PS2 game of all time, or would you rather see the greatest game shows of all time? Because we had a tie, and I looked at both of them, and I mean, PS2 would definitely be easier, but I don't care either way. We'll just start it next week. We do have some free-for-all topics to talk about this week. Plus, I got 3 reviews that I'm going to be doing this week.
I
So
actually hate game shows, so I would be bad at that anyway.
Well, they're fun, like the old school ones, Eric. So I think people would it just every once in a while you have to have a breather from games, so just to keep it fresh.
Which is why we should do a game show. Tournament.
Okay, maybe we'll do that.
I mean, no, I'm saying I was joking.
Yeah. Maybe we should have a game show to decide. That would be cool. Hottest porn star of the early 2000s. Hell, MXT, why don't we do hottest porn star of the 80s? I think Tori Wells would probably win. 80s and 90s. Game shows would be a change of pace.
I only know a handful.
Game shows would be a change of pace, but PS2 would be cool too. Well, maybe we'll do both back to back. And then we'll finally get to Eric's Game Boy. Man, the Game Boy's not getting any love, Eric, man, and that's sad because Game Boy's great. Game Boy Advance games, stuff like that.
I leave the Advance out because it probably deserves its own section.
That's probably true. There's a ton of great Advance games, man. I mean, the Advance was badass. Okay, there's the TikToker. All right, got that in there. Funny or stupid should be fun today. I have a feeling it's gonna be stupid. MXT, who's your hottest of the 2000s? I'm curious. It's probably what's her face? The chick that did Zombie Strippers. That's MXT's choice, I bet.
Oh yeah, I have another sweet one I need to add.
Okay. Add one in there. You got the time. We're just waiting on Breakman. Yeah, we might do game shows, man. But I'm going to bring it down to 32 because 64 is just... Man, I looked at top 100 list, Eric, and, like, not even I, in my infinite wisdom and age, my advanced age, know, like, 3/4 of the fucking game shows on top 100 list, man. So it's going to have to be, like, 32. I'm going to talk to Break when he gets on in. Let's see if he's in chat. If you're just joining us, show hasn't started yet. We're waiting on Break to join on in. Depends on... Oh, Jenna Jameson. Yeah, there you go. That's who I was thinking, MXT. Sasha Grey, yeah. I mean, none of them...
I don't care how hot she is because she's a fucking Republican piece of shit.
Yeah, well...
That's an immediate turnoff, in my opinion.
Well, I agree. Wheel of Fortune wins. How dare you, MXT? No love for Jeopardy? No love for Press Your Luck, MXT? What's wrong with you?
No whammies.
Oh, yeah, no whammies, huh? I love that show, man. That was fun. Supermarket Sweep was fun. You ever watch that?
That was fun.
Yeah, that was with the same guy. Peter, what was his name? Peter Tamarkin?
I think so.
He died in a plane crash. Yeah, Peter Tamarkin.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Huh?
Did you have black
Guts.
Yeah, he had black hair.
Yeah, I like that guy. He was fun.
Yeah.
And Double Dare, Family Double Dare.
Yeah, and Double Dare, too. All right, let's get Break on in. We haven't started the show yet.
Ninja Warrior.
Oh, Ninja Warrior's fun.
Takeshi's Castle, not the MXT parody that was made based off of it.
MXC was fun. Most Extreme Challenge or whatever.
We still watch that from time to time.
That's really fun. And Takeshi's Castle is also fun, Eric. I like both versions. Tori Black is also a legend, even though I think she'd be more in the 2010s era. MXT, nobody is as great as the mighty Tori Wells.
I stopped paying attention. Oh, I'm getting an echo.
Yeah. Hey, Breakman, do we have you?
I stopped paying attention to most porn actresses after the 2000s.
We got you, Break?
So I don't know who the hell Tori Black even is.
We hear you, Breakman. Favorite porn star, Break, go.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No,
What's wrong
I
with
don't
you?
really have a favorite.
Jesus Christ, man. I'm the MX. This makes me like in weird company. I'm the only one with MXT that has like favorite porn stars from the past.
Lisa Ann,
Oh, okay.
Nina Hartley.
Oh yeah, Nina Hartley was big back in the day. I was never into Nina Hartley though. I did like Tori Wells. Tori Wells is my favorite, man.
No, because I always like new for me.
Newer.
It's always been like that, like new, like, you know, who's the new one?
New spanking material. Jesse James, pretty good. Freak Five's in chat. What's up, Freak Five? We have not started yet. He says Minka. Okay. Yeah, I guess. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure she's lovely. Savannah. Yeah, I know who Savannah is. Isn't Savannah like? Isn't she? Hasn't she passed? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Huh. Okay. Asia Carrera. Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
I
Freak
know who
Five.
Kendra Lust is.
Asia Carrera for sure. Amateurs and newbies break. How was your week, Break, before we get started?
There's also Shay Sites.
It was okay. Not so good.
Not okay. It's been a week.
Yeah. Tara Patrick. Okay. Yeah, Tara Patrick for sure at MXT. Breakman, before we start the show, we had a tie. So I'm thinking we'll do the game show one first.
Okay.
But we will start that next week. And I'm only gonna do 32 Breakman because I was looking at like multiple top 100 lists. And dude, I haven't, even me in my infinite age, have not even heard of like 3/4 of those fucking shows. So
I was doing a little bit into it myself. I came up with, what do I got, like 10 names? Yeah, like
No. I mean,
I got-
They're not
I'll
such
see if I can
failed
come-
mainstream actresses. Someone's just that didn't want to be sexually assaulted by directors.
Wendy
So
Whoppers.
they quit the industry.
Breakman, I can come up with 32 pretty easily, but after that, it's kind of, it's
yeah. So let me see if I can come up with more, and I'll let you know.
okay. Yeah. We'll put our heads together this week. We'll get it done. We'll
Okay,
do.
cool.
We're only gonna do 32 though, because
Why are you such a quitter?
such a quitter. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Mhm.
If you guys only knew how hard it was to put fucking tournaments together, man. It's like it's not as easy as just looking at a top 100
I did
because
one. I mean, I don't know what you're saying here.
yeah, top 10, great.
I did the top 64. What was it, cartoons or something?
Yeah, I think you did come up with the top 64, even though I could have put a few in there that
We
should
could
have
have
been
put
in there.
like a top 120.
Oh yeah,
some
cartoons,
shit.
no worries, man. You could, I mean, we said that when we did it, like we could have,
Yeah.
we could have put plenty in there. Okay, failed mainstream actresses. It's not that they were failed mainstream actresses, MXT. It's that they didn't have acting talent. They had other talents.
And a lot of especially like back in the 80s and 90s and stuff, like a lot of those women had a lot of problems.
Yeah,
Like
drugs,
bad childhoods
alcohol.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like, yeah.
Yeah. New era porn stars.
And they weren't really as strict on, say, age, for instance. Like, look at Tracy Lords.
Oh, yep, that's
yeah.
true. That is true. It's weird to look back at some of her her porn, man. Gee.
Mhm.
Okay. We're gonna have a hell of a show for you guys today, even if none of us have had a particularly great week. We've got all kinds of stuff in store. Not a lot of news, but we do have quite a few reviews. I don't know if you have reviews, Break, but I got a few.
Was there a week? What happened?
Yeah, I
What's
know,
going on
man.
here?
What else? So just a lot to talk about today. I think Break has a Breakman this week. The PlayStation Plus actually went down from 39 to 37, so we'll get into all of that later. But what do you guys say we just get into?
Oh yeah,
it?
the PS Plus games. I need to add those real quick.
Oh
For
yeah,
home
I didn't see.
Yeah,
the,
it looks
the
like
new
there's a
list.
bunch of sales for this weekend.
Which I'll get into that too. There are a bunch of sales on both the Xbox and PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
Let's see. I do like amateurs a little bit better. Yeah, you know what, Freak Five? Like I've noticed that too. Amateurs are amateurs, and sometimes you do kind of like that amateur, stuff. I don't know. Break has
I got
two
more
ask.
than that. There's a bunch. Like they're regular tweets in here.
Wow.
And then there's one like that's in I think it's in a foreign language. It was sent by Slegar, but I don't understand what the fuck it means.
Well, we'll decipher that when we get to it. You guys ready to get this party started?
Yeah, sure.
All right. You, Eric?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. And welcome, everybody, to RPGrinders. I am your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, it's been a week, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Break's like, yeah, sort of.
It was hot and it sucked, and some shitty stuff happened over the week.
Oh, yeah. I think all of us had shitty stuff, and I'm sure we're going to get to that with our stinkos later on in the show. So without further ado, let's just get right into it so we can get to the meat. What Break? What were you going to say? I thought Break was going to say something. I think he got attacked by his cat and put himself on mute. I think that's what happened. All right.
Bacon got to him.
Yeah. All right. Let's Bacon got to him. Bacon gods got to him. All right, let's move on to the news. RPG news. All right, Eric, you are up, sir.
Okay, from RPG site or RPG fan actually. What a change of pace. It still takes forever for things to load. Great.
You guys have the worst internet in Ohio, man. It must be in the water.
Like, I was looking at the internet options, and
No, it's just like when I went to look at the link, it had to redirect for some weird reason, but
Yeah.
whatever.
so I was looking at the internet options, and the internet options around here, it's basically, from what I've heard, like, people aren't really happy with, like, the Fioptics, Cincinnati Bell's Fioptics, and that leaves, like, cable. So the only thing we can do is, like, up the power, which is not cheap with Spectrum.
No, I hear you.
I don't even have the option of fiber optic unless I want to pay Spectrum's price.
Yeah.
And those are normally for businesses and not for, like, single users.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Verizon to come here. Like, we have the not the Verizon internet yet, but I forget what it's called, some other Verizon option, but it's not quite there. But I want the Verizon internet. I've heard good things about that.
Yeah. All right.
But
until then, we're stuck with Spectrum. So yeah.
We've got some details for the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters.
Okay.
And the Steam pages are up, and they've got the prices. And
they're $99.99 each.
No. 12
People would
bucks,
pay it.
like I called it, starting at 12.
That's ridiculous.
The Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 2 are 12 bucks, but they're on sale for $9.59, which is a weird price point. Both of them are, because, like, why can't you just sell it for 10 bucks?
Who in their right mind is going to pay?
And so they're 20%. All these games are 20% off until August 11th, which is presumably the date that 4, 5, and 6 drop.
I mean, I looked at like some of these screenshots, and
but 13, like starting at Final Fantasy 3, they're $17.99 each,
which is ridiculous. Like, I know they're redoing them from scratch basically because they can't recreate pixels on the mobile platform, whatever. But it's still the same fucking game.
Yeah, and
I think the soundtracks are going to be remastered.
Still, like, that's not worth a premium type price for a mobile phone. Like,
I can kind of understand the price point for Final Fantasy 3 specifically because this is the first time it's been done in this style ever. So it's not like they're asset switching.
Okay, but just wait until we get to Final Fantasy 5 or 6, or
They
4.6.
actually delisted 5 and 6 the mobile ports on the Steam page because these are gonna look better and play better probably.
Yeah.
6 is probably gonna be $20.
No, they're all gonna be $18.
Oh God, man, that would
Same
suck.
difference. I mean, you're still
close enough.
exuberantly overpriced.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there is.
like $15 makes more sense for those because it's a solid number and not an odd number or an even number.
I disagree, man.
It's a prime number.
I think it's finally time to like call.
But they should just sell all these for 10 each because that would make
10 is the most I really want to pay for one of them. Like I was looking at them and they look pretty, and I'm like, oh, I would love to.
It makes sense.
Play
Like you're buying 6 games for $10 each, and you buy the bundle, it's $60, a full retail price.
Yeah, no,
that
I
would have
agree.
worked great.
Now if you buy it before the 11th, it's $75.
And it doesn't even look
And
that
it's probably
great.
closer to $80 if you pay it in full.
Yeah, it doesn't look that great to me.
It does look pretty good though. I think you're wrong about that.
No,
like,
the only one that
speaking, I think the best version was the PSP version.
Yeah.
But like comparatively speaking to what we had before, and even like the Game Boy Advance, I think it looks better.
3 looks okay.
Like if you look at Edgar's sprite, he's not a massive green anymore.
Yeah.
He's got actual colors.
No, 3 looks better for sure.
Even if it's lacking in some details, it's still better than what came before on the mobile space.
Yeah, I guess, but I'm not willing to pay that price, man. I just
No, we definitely agree with that.
I absolutely am because I'm a sucker. But and I don't know if these will be ported, so I'll pay it. But I'm gonna get this game like before the discount ends, but I'm gonna make sure I have my other games I wanted to buy in July 1st.
Yeah,
this does a lot of sales though. They'll do like a lot of 40 and 50% off sales. So I think if you wait a year, you can probably get half that price.
I think we.
That's when I'd be willing to buy it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm probably gonna double dip and get it on the Switch when it eventually comes there anyway, and I'll buy that on a sale.
Yeah, I just don't want to fucking pay that price anymore,
Eric
man.
is part of the problem.
Yeah,
Square won't give me a review code. How am I supposed to cover this?
No, that's true too. I mean, I hear you, Eric. Let's see. Freak Pie says I'm trying a new Beer Tonight Collapse of the Multiverse. He says he has a plug this week, which he promptly said I pooped today, so I'm guessing that your plug is no longer a plug. Wyland is in chat. What's up, Wyland? Nice to see you in there. He says Arby's has chicken nuggets now.
I tried them just now.
Chicken nuggets now. Wish me luck in the parking lot getting ready to try them. So
they're good.
Oh God, I'm not wishing you luck for right now because they probably taste amazing, Wyland. But I wish you luck in about 4 or 5 hours when you're on the toilet. That's when
or if they're handling these chicken like fucking Popeye's chicken, you're gonna wait in a line for a while.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next story. Breakman.
Coming to us live from RPG site, isometric co-op action RPG Space Punks announced for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and the PC. Publisher Jagex, I guess.
Yeah.
Jagex. And developer Flying Wild Hog.
Gygax?
Whatever. Update. Gygax has announced that Space Punks will launch in early access for PC on July 14th. Wow. So less than a couple weeks.
It looks really good.
12 days.
Breakman. This looks really good. It looks.
I'm gonna read this paragraph right now here. Jagex and Flying Wild Hog have announced Space Punks, a cartoon-style action RPG set in an irrelevant sci-fi world. The announcements come in trailer form, which shows off the game's 4 playable characters. First up is a Duke, a Star-Lord like handsome spaceman with a minigun. He's joined by 3 as of yet unnamed friends. The crazy one, who is a pigman with twin blasters. The smart one, who is a sort of mantis-like alien who can warp dash through enemies and deploy bomblets. And the scary one, a woman with shadowy tentacles that can sprout from her back and stab enemies.
Yeah, it's looking really good, Break. I saw this trailer. If you can imagine like Borderlands mixed with Diablo, and that's pretty much a good description. I mean, it looks like that.
Also possible superpowers. So maybe a little bit of Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, a little Ultimate Alliance in there. Yeah. Dude, That's apt. If you threw Ultimate Alliance with Diablo and Borderlands, that would be this. So there you go. Wyland says that those chicken nuggets are really good. Well, let us know in about 4 or 5 hours how they, how they treat you.
How they process.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next story. Coming to us from, I believe, RPGsite.com, if it ever comes up on the screen here. And I'm stalling, just like Breakman does. So,
you just got to keep talking and talking.
Yeah, you just keep talking.
As long as there's no dead air, you're good.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you got stuff going on in the background that's not really happening, and like the story just doesn't want to come up on the screen for you. I mean, I could tell you that there's a side-scroller RPG called Grime that's launching on August 6th for the PC and Stadia, and I guess that's about it because
you can
that's
read the headline.
I can read the headline, but that's about all I can read. So
it's in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you want me to see if I can load it here because it's not loading for you?
Yeah, because it's it's just petered out on me.
It hates us.
Oh, here we go. I got it.
Redirecting.
I got it. Side-scroller RPG. Yeah. Grime launches August 2nd, just like I said. And of course, there's going to be music because why wouldn't there be music on this trailer? So I'm looking at it now. I didn't get a chance to look at this preview before, but it looks really stylized. I think it's if you could take kind of the visual art style, think what am I looking for here? Like Lovecraftian Vanillaware art style is the best way that I can
I was going to say Hollow Knight maybe.
Yeah, Hollow Knight maybe, something like that, kind of.
I want to cover this if possible.
I know what the problem is, by the way, with RPG site, guys. It's the whole I got 50 million ads going on at the same time. Yeah. That's what's going on. So,
which is weird because it takes me a while for to load the article in the first place, and then the ads pop.
Jesus Christ, man. It's all these ads, man. It looks real good though. It's very dark, but Breakman, how we always talk about dark games that you can never see the visuals on. This is dark, but you can see every visual, which is really cool.
Did you read chat?
I'm reading now. Let's see. They're really good. I'll give you a detailed review, pictures and all, Wyland says.
He's talking about the what you asked for 6 hours from now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Okay, Eric, you got the next story. It looks pretty, by the way. Breakman, like we always talk about those games that are too dark. This one is a dark game, but you can see everything in it. It's got the lighting is right on it.
Good.
Yeah. So, okay, Eric, next story.
Okay, we've got the Legend of Mana, the Teardrop Crystal anime announced. Will air worldwide.
Okay.
So there was a Mana stream going on last Saturday, and this is one of the announcements. And the Teardrop Crystal specifically was about the Jumi arc, of Legend of Mana, because it's one of 3 arcs you can actually do. You have to do at least one of them, but it's one very specific arc, and I think this is it. But it's probably one of the more interesting arcs because it has the most character development out of all 3 of them. But anyways, doesn't say anything about when they're planning to do it. It's just an announcement.
Okay, well that's great and all, but is there anything about them completing the Dragon Warrior cartoon?
Yeah, exactly.
And bringing that back, or was it late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah,
somewhere around then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want to know.
It did complete. We just didn't get it.
Well, where's our version then? Give it to us, damn it.
I don't know, but Die is a much better show than that anyway, so you should just watch that.
Oh, God.
Darn it.
That's not what I want. Let's see, that's the Squinix. He's bought and paid for by Squinix. I knew it.
Yep. Wyland says, I'm looking forward to Dark Souls Nightfall. Not looking forward to buying DS Remastered to play it, though. Dark Souls Remastered to play it, though. Yeah. Dark Souls Remastered. I have that. What is Nightfall? Is that something new that's coming?
Nightfall's a mod.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, never mind. I'm out of that, Wyland. But it might be cool. I'll watch you play it, Wyland, if you put it up on.
He
on
just
your
doesn't
stream.
want to have to rebuy Dark Souls Remastered.
I hear you. I hear you. You probably get a cheap copy though. I think.
I don't know where you buy a cheap key for the PC version of the game. Because like most people who bought Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition on Steam don't want to play remastered on PC because it doesn't have the extensive mod support that version did.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done their best to try to bring all those mods back for remastered. Some of them are less necessary than others now that they did the resolution updates and stuff, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Legend of Manja. I'm thinking of ganja, man. Legend of Mana, Teardrop Crystal coming. It's out.
That would be a way different video game.
It totally would.
But... Like your characters would never get out of the first castle.
Why would they ever have reason to leave the first castle?
Every time they start to leave, like, dude, we forgot something. They have to keep going back up.
Exactly. Actually, Breakman, can you do the next story, The Trials of Mana? Can you just do that one since it's kind of related?
The Trials of Mana.
Yeah.
What are talking about here? I didn't have that one loaded. I had something else loaded.
Okay, go ahead and read the other one.
I
The Square Enix one, then.
I have this story now. That's you want to. Oh my God! Coming live from RPG site. Squinix announces free-to-play mobile action RPG Echoes of Mana. So yeah, this won't be out until 2022. So there you go. The game includes characters from across the Mana series, so yeah, this is probably just gonna be another like generic game that they've done. There's some screenshots and a video and stuff, but like it's an action RPG, and I just don't. Action games aren't as well done on the mobile unless you've got like a controller for your phone. If you're just trying to do it with like the touchpad on the phone, it's just not
and
as
Razer
good.
Kishis aren't that cheap. They're kind of pricey.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What else do we need to know about this break, man?
Nothing. We don't want to know nothing else.
I'm not.
Plus, I'm almost certain that Echoes of Mana is going to have a lot of microtransaction shit in it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, of course. Not even
Or
close.
it's going to be like Record Keeper, and you'll have to keep buying stamina. Unless you want to take extensive breaks.
Yeah.
Or you could be like me, where you've just got your character so built up that you never have to worry about it. And they started, they added things you could buy in-game currency with in-game currency to extend your mana too.
Ooh, that's
stamina
good.
Too.
That's actually nice.
So they added a lot of stuff to make it really hard to have to pay money to play.
Yeah.
Actually.
The trailer doesn't look great. There's no real gameplay or nothing.
Like I didn't include this because like there's no name yet, but Square is also working on a new Mana game for consoles.
Oh, okay.
I got that other article loaded, by the way. I think it's still the right one. The Teardrop Crystal. No. Shit.
I
Damn
did
it.
that one.
I know.
I got it.
It's right on
Trials of Mana Remake heads to Google Play and iOS App Store on July 5th, and that's the story. So if you like Trials of Mana, of all the RPGs, like the Mana series, I think is slightly overrated in my opinion. I don't know. I might be a little off on that, but I kind of think
Frank's so old he can't remember the last Mana game he actually played.
I really can. I think it might have been. God damn, what was it, Eric? Holy shit. I can't. You're right. Let's all play the greatest MMO of all time, DC Universe Online, MXT says.
I tried that. You can shut your mouth right now, you son of a bitch.
It's usually me calling the chat son of a bitch, and this time it's
Well, if he's trying to get us to play that game, no.
Yeah. Is that still around? I thought that was...
Yeah, no,
Yes.
definitely.
Wow.
Definitely around.
Wyland
I mean,
says...
it was okay, but it was just like... It seemed like they were trying to copy WoW, and just that doesn't seem like the most appropriate setting for DC.
Exactly. Okay. Wyland says, I have the Prepare to Die edition. That mod team tried to bring it to Prepare to Die edition, but it didn't work out, so that's why.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to buy remastered because remastered, while on sale frequently, it's not on sale frequently enough and lowered enough to make it worth purchasing again for most people.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the news. We got through it fairly quickly, guys. Homie discounts this week. The PlayStation Plus membership went down from 39 to 37. So, wow, that's kind of good. The PlayStation Plus games for this week are Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Oh boy. WWE 2K Battlegrounds, and probably the best of the bunch here, Plague Tale Innocence.
The only one worthwhile.
Yeah, Plague Tale Innocence is awesome. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is not
It's
not
too
terrible.
bad it's only the PS5 version of Plague Tale Innocence.
I want another fun wrestling game. I missed fun wrestling games.
I know, man. MXT says DC is greater than Marvel for life. That is probably not true, MXT. I think they're both good in their own right.
I don't know. I think Disney's ruined Marvel somehow.
How?
Oh, after watching today's episode of Loki, how can you say that?
Dude, I mean, Marvel's...
Well, it seems
Or
that
this week's
only the
episode.
TV series that they've been doing are better than the films. So
I like
far.
the films for the most part. I mean,
The films are action schlock, and they mostly are advertisement for the military-industrial complex of the
I
U.S.
guess, Eric. I mean, if you're going to look at it through that lens, then, okay. All right. Did you notice
Like they only started to get really decent once Thor Ragnarok happened.
Yeah. Well, it
But
says
anything that's like not Avengers seems to be better than the rest of the MCU, though.
I don't see where you're coming with all that, Eric. Like I mean, I've had nothing but good times watching those movies. I mean, they are popcorn, like you said, action popcorn films. But I mean, sometimes that's all you want. I mean, you don't need.
If you're joining the military to be an Avenger, you're really screwed up in the head. I'm just saying, like, because how could you equate the two? I don't like. You're not gonna get superpowers if you join the military. And you think that.
I mean, there is a point. Like he does have a point when it comes to like jingoism and like Captain America, for instance. Even though,
or how the fact that the Avengers is a government organization.
Yeah. Well, I mean. In the
with
comics,
government oversight.
Well, in the comics, I mean, some of those storylines, Eric, like the Sokovia Accords and shit like that, were directly from the comics. So I mean, the comics mirror real life, man, and real life in the United States is dealing with bullshit politics. I mean, what else are you gonna say or do? It's just.
I mean, look, the Winter Soldier, Captain
Winter
America
Soldier.
and the Winter Soldier was based entirely around politics and
Cold War.
This is not. I'm not saying there isn't stuff there. I'm just saying it's definitely got a more conservative slant, and that's something I don't really appreciate.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, you just have to look at them as action movies, Eric. If you're into action movies, then great. If not, then they're not your thing.
If you think that's more conservative than say what, the Justice League movie?
Yeah, Justice League is.
Because that was what the comparison was. Is like you're saying like the DC movies are better was what you're saying.
No.
No, he just saying that the Marvel movies have a more political slant.
Well, he said since Disney took over Marvel, he said DC's doing better. That's what he said.
I did not say that, you fucking liar.
Wow, Eric! Wow.
Trying to put words in my mouth and on people's heads.
No, but I know what Breakman is saying.
Trying to extrapolate things I didn't actually say, but you think I inferred.
Okay, well, here's the thing, Eric. If you like the movies, great. If you don't, then don't watch them. I mean, that's just how it works, man.
I never said I didn't like them.
There's a lot of DC.
There's things about them that I don't care for.
I'm more of a Marvel person than DC, but I like them both.
It's kind of like how the original Ghostbusters was propaganda for the fiscal conservative, and that's kind of gross.
You're extrapolating.
But I still enjoy it.
Yeah, Eric. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain things that have certain slants. Like for instance, like none of us
All I wanted to do was mention it.
Okay, let me
you're giving me crap about it.
Eric, calm down, dude. It's not that serious. Let me tell you an example, Eric. I'm not a big fan of sexual assault, and neither is anybody else, right? But there's nothing more than I like seeing in a movie a revenge tale for like a woman that has been done wrong, or.
I'm fine with that. Can we move on? I know.
Okay,
this
you gonna let
already.
me talk, Eric, or you want to just continue? I'm trying to make an analogy here, Eric. You can watch movies that have subjects that are uncomfortable, right?
I
But
just feel like I'm being talked down to, and I don't appreciate
you're,
it.
Eric, like nobody was talking down to you, dude. We were just making points, like point counterpoint. That's what this show's all about, dude. I'm just saying, Eric, like there's movies that have a political slant that I didn't like. Like for instance, American Sniper, right? American Sniper was about, depending on your point of view, an absolute piece of shit or an American hero. Your choice. Doesn't mean the movie was bad or good or anything of that nature, right? I happen to like the movie. The movie was actually pretty cool and action packed. Either like movies or you don't, Eric. And it doesn't have to, the messages in the movie doesn't have to preclude you from liking the movie or not liking the movie. If it makes you not like the movie, then obviously don't watch. I happen to like the Marvel movies. I'm not an apologist for Marvel because there's been some stinkers. I mean, look, did anybody like Dark World? I can't remember anybody on this show or otherwise that tells me that they liked Thor Dark World. And I mean, it wasn't that it was terrible, it's just everything up to that point was, such high quality that when you got to Dark World, it fell flat. I mean, that's a thing, Eric. Like, everything is subjective. It's like pain. Pain is subjective. Nobody can tell you, well, your pain is not as great as this person's pain, or it's less than this. Nobody can say that. I mean, they can say it, but they'd be full of shit. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, everybody has opinions. Wyland says Nightfall doesn't release until December, so he has time. All right, that's it. Breakman, should I play your music? Do we lose Breakman?
Don't you do sales first?
I think we did, man. I went over the PlayStation Plus games. I asked you if there was anything in the Xbox section. Is there anything Xbox-wise that we need to know about, Break?
There's a couple things on sale, but nothing really of note.
There's a 60% off sale.
I know. All I know is that he has to break and not Eric.
All right, Break. Anything on Xbox?
Why would I know? I don't check the Xbox sales.
I don't know, but whatever.
That's why I said Breakman. Breakman, do you know of any notable Xbox sales?
No, I don't care.
Okay. All right. Breakman, should I hit your music?
I'm just irritated now.
All right.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever.
Can you guys fight after school? Can I ref an MMA match? All right, dear Breakman, what do we got?
There's a lot in here. There's a post from Freak, a conversation that happened in chat where he was, pointing out to us that he said something that he definitely said, and he was not happy to. We said he didn't say it, so he said it. It's there. It's proof. I didn't realize he'd go that extreme over it, but it happened. Let me see here. Now we got this quote from Slegar, which we usually don't get anything from him, and I am kind of confused. How many of us you have at a record? Do a Zoom. Let the peeps speak.
How many what?
I guess he wants a public record of their testimony or something.
What are you talking
that's
about?
What I get the point. He's saying he wants to call in, like we should take more call-ins, but I don't understand what he means by how many of us you have at a record.
How?
I think half the time that Slager speaks, he's drunk off his ass, so so that word jumble is probably a result of that.
Well, okay, there's probably no denying that, and probably Slagar himself would probably agree. But Slagar, the phone lines are always open. Like after news, I don't like to take calls during the news for obvious reasons, but after the news, phone calls are open. So if you want to call on in, feel free. Look me up, RPGrinders or Frank Branches on Skype, and you're more than welcome to call in during the live show. Now, obviously, I don't have a comment line after the show or anything like that, but if you want to call in during the show, feel free after the news. Phone lines are always open, and that's always been how it's been. So, all right, what else you got, Break?
Okay, this one comes from Freak 5 Chaos. He says, ask Breakman, and he sends us a picture of a tree rat. And he says, "This little asshole in the picture is talking shit to Fury." Fury is a picture of this cute dog he sent us. I can't share it with anybody, that's why I didn't mention it. But
Black lab, isn't it?
yes, this cute black lab.
That's his
great
black lab.
species of dog. I mean, if you're gonna get one like a lab, a golden retriever, yeah, those are great breeds.
Great dogs.
Anyway,
great dogs.
yeah. Anyway, should I put food out for him and wait for him to come down from the trees and then let Fury outside?
I think
no,
you know the answer.
Unfortunately, that's a trap. That's what the squirrels want. That's why the cats never come back with dead squirrels or the dogs ever, because the squirrels are plotting.
Yeah.
They're doing this to taunt your animal, and they're getting you in on it, and then they just run up in their tree and they laugh and they celebrate.
Yeah.
I can say that my brother's cat killed a chipmunk, at least.
Oh, not chipmunks, man. We want squirrels just gone.
It's practice for the real thing.
You know what he should do, Breakman? Freak should get like one of those like dog houses with like a opening door, and like open the door, like put the dog in the doghouse the night before, right? Like let him sleep in the doghouse the night before, and then in the morning put that food out, and then like slowly open the door so Fury can like just grab that squirrel just as he's getting the food. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, you see, the squirrels are clever, so you need to do this slowly. And when you say slowly, you mean like open the door slowly. I mean slowly over days. I mean,
yeah.
have the food like one place, and then you move it closer and closer and closer to where the dog is. But never let the dog out, so the squirrels don't know the dog is there. So see, every once in a while a dog or a cat will get lucky and they'll get a squirrel, but mostly they're little assholes who just tricked cats into climbing up in a tree and getting stuck up there. I mean, that's why the fire department is always on call for rescuing cats, because of fucking squirrels.
Right.
Menaces to society.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Squirrels
you
are.
can try, and maybe your dog will get lucky. It'll be a hero. I'm pretty sure your dog would get a trophy. I don't know where you submit the reward to get that trophy, but there is a trophy for it. For killing squirrels. I mean,
if Fury ever catches, and you confirm this, Freak 5, if Fury catches that squirrel, if he ever catches it, I will give you a prize from the prize vault. Anybody that sends me anything in that their dog caught a squirrel and eradicated from the earth, I will give you.
I think you're gonna regret this statement.
No, I mean people like in chat. You got to be in chat, so that's the caveat.
I just thought suddenly like that would be the thing that gets us popular. Like,
oh, I know.
Like,
yeah, here's a picture of my dog catching a squirrel. Now give me that PS5. It's like, oh man, that would be a disaster. It would be a welcome disaster, but you're right, man. You have to be in chat and watch like chat blow up now, and like have 50,000 people.
All the people that are lurking, like, hey.
Yeah, they're like, we're working on it, and they're like setting up these elaborate traps for squirrels and all this shit.
Like I've seen something like squirrel slingshots on Twitter.
Oh, I love those videos. Have you ever seen those?
I saw one where it was like they set it up where because the squirrel was stealing the bird feed, and they set up a trap specifically on the bird feeder for the squirrel, where the birds could get around it, but not the squirrel. It was free.
Have you ever seen Breakman? This is a little off topic, but have you ever seen the videos of like the people that put like an electric like top of the fence, and then when the squirrels get in the middle, they hit the button, and like those squirrels like jump like 50 miles in the air.
No, I've never seen that.
Oh, it's great, man. I mean, they don't hurt them. I mean, they just jump like 50 miles. Frank will get yeah. I
Photoshop pictures.
I totally would. Freak 5, 50 million Photoshop pictures for sure. Okay.
It would get so bad there'd be like pictures of like memes with dead squirrels in their mouths and stuff. Like Baby Yoda would have like a dead squirrel in his mouth. And
yeah. Where's my PS5 game or Xbox game now? RPGrinders. It's like whoops. What kind of can of worms did I open up here? Yeah, it's like crazy.
See, we didn't promise a real PlayStation 5, but here's
Right.
a picture of PlayStation 5. Hey!
Right, here's an autographed picture of a PlayStation 5.
Well, autograph.
We all autograph it. Eric's on there. Happy face. Thanks for sending that in. Okay, what else you got, Break?
Oh, there is one more, and wow, Frank, this is directly towards you, so I'll go ahead and read it. It's from Free Five Chaos. He said, "Frank is so old that he was around before Mexico was a place. Shouldn't Mexicans be called Frankians?"
That's assuming that I found Mexico, man.
See, here's something that you guys don't know. This is the fact.
Boy.
Hieroglyphics of ancient Egypt actually talk a lot about Frank, and ancient Egypt is actually called Frank. It's just called Frank.
Just-
They
it's just
didn't,
Frank.
like, Frank Bill or anything. They just called it Frank. But archaeologists, scientists, all today, they just get it wrong. They don't understand the interpretation. It was lost through time, and actually, there are a lot of cities over the world that were named Frank at one time.
Yeah,
Just lost in translation.
Yeah, lost cities,
Sad.
right? Like the lost city of Atlantis, but it's like the lost city of Franklantis.
Yeah,
stuff
Lost City
like
of
that.
Gold. That one too.
Yeah,
That one's
Yeah.
sad. That one hurts me.
yeah.
God.
I wish I could find all that gold, man.
Yeah.
Where's DB Cooper's money too, man? I think Loki answered that.
Loki
actually.
took that, didn't he?
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Breakman?
Oh wow. No, just you got to blame humans for dropping the ball. Just not getting paper soon enough. I mean, when Frank started keeping notes, it was on walls, concrete walls inside of caves.
I think Wyland already used that joke like 15 times
You're
before.
right. Well, I'm saying that's when you started, but you moved on into carving on the sides of trees, and then I think you started cutting the trees down, and that's when you discovered like parchment. So.
Parchment, and I discovered quills by like chasing geese around and shit.
Frank invented Velcro.
Velcro
That
and the
other guy stole his
Post-its
idea.
and Post-its. Eric.
No, it's not that he stole the idea. It's that Frank long ago decided that he was above it all, and just if man wanted to take credit for his work, he's fine with it.
Yeah, they just rediscovered it.
Yeah, it was pretty much just a rediscovering. He gave it to them. I mean, it's not his fault they're greedy, but
You guys are bastards, man. All right, moving on.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Crying minds want to know what you've been playing, Break.
very little. I haven't had much time to play. I've been playing the DLC for Dungeons 3. Like, there's several DLC packages. I wish they had a season pass. I could just buy them all, but I'll just buy them all individually. I guess when I finish one.
Yeah, and pay 5 times the rate. Yeah, that's
Yeah, whatever. The game's fun, and I like playing it. Even though some matches will take me like 2 hours, and I'll still lose. Like fuck.
Yeah.
I guess I can go back to this save. Nope, fuck. Nope, that didn't do it either. Oh god damn it! I saved in the middle of a battle when they're about to win. Oh, what the fuck was I thinking?
Oh man, poor Break, man, having a hard time with the Dungeons 3. All right, what else you been playing, Break?
It auto saves at the wrong times, because it'll auto save when you achieve like a specific goal, but doesn't matter if you're about to lose because the thing you're supposed to be defending is about to be destroyed. It'll still save it. Like no, I'm in the middle of a battle. Stop that.
Yeah.
Just let me get through this first. No.
That's an interesting thing. Like they should make autosave like kind of like optional, you know.
Yeah.
So at times
it's got regular save too. I mean,
yeah.
I just forget to save it sometimes, unfortunately.
Freak is Exiled. He says the lost colony of Roanoke was actually called Frank before it became lost, and there wasn't really a mystery. Everyone else left while Frank was sleeping just to get away from him. How dare you, son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! All right, what else you been
what'd
playing?
you do?
You don't want to
He
know,
ate their
man.
prized cow or something.
They're witches, man. Witches back in the day. All right, Break. What else you been playing? Nothing. All right, I guess nothing. All right, Eric. What else? What have you been playing, Eric?
Just Pokemon Ultra Sun, some more of that. A little bit of Saga Frontier Remastered before having to put that on the shelf for a while. And I played Ender Lilies and Doki Doki Literature Club. And I still have to get through all the side stories, but a review will be coming soon for that. And Ender Lilies. But I got to the true final boss of the game, and I decided I'm not gonna fight it because it's too hard. I mean, I could probably do it if I kept with it, but I wanted to move on at that point. But I decided to play Ratchet and Clank for the reboot for the PlayStation 4 because it's got a 60 frame patch now.
Ooh, Ratchet's fun, man. Fun stuff.
And I want to play Into the Nexus before I even play Rift Apart because it's apparently a sequel to that game.
Yeah.
But or it's a sequel to the reboot. I can't tell which. But I'd still rather play because it's sitting there on my shelf and I haven't done anything with it. My PS3 is still connected. I just need to put the HDMI cable back in.
Yeah. Freak and Breakman are exiled, by the way.
I also played Jedi Fallen Order on the Xbox Series X because that patch came out, or the upgrade came out, and it's on Game Pass, so why not?
Huh.
And I was hoping it'd be jank-free experience, but no, there's still some jank in the game because they didn't fix it. I don't know what Respawn and EA are doing, but I mean, EA's probably not letting them work on it because they're working on something else now.
That's the newest one, right?
And that one, and that performance patch is like, that's the only thing it really does. It doesn't fix any of the outstanding issues that game had.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you've been playing, Eric?
No, that's it.
All right. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm on chapter 8. How many chapters are there to that game?
18.
18. Okay, so I'm almost halfway
and then
there.
the Yuffie DLC is 2 chapters long.
Yeah, I'm about half. That means I'm almost halfway done with Final Fantasy VII. I don't know if I'm gonna get it done this week because I got lots of shit to do, but I'm gonna try to have a review of that within a week or two. See how it goes. But all right, let's. Speaking of reviews.
RPGrinders reviews.
All right, Break. Did you have any reviews this week? Did we lose Break?
We lose him again.
Let me see if we still got him on. Yeah, he might be on mute. Break, are you on mute? All right, we'll hold off on. Are you there, Break? I see him going back and forth between mute and not. Break, I'm gonna hang up on you and then I'll call you right back, dude. I don't know what's going on there. Eric, why don't you go ahead with your reviews?
Okay, I watched the first season of Monster Musume because, well, it's been a while since the first season had aired, but the second season's coming around soon, so I decided I'd watch it.
Hello?
We got you back,
Yeah.
man. Cool.
Okay.
Anyways,
I don't know what the fuck happened, but I was trying to talk. Like, I kept saying things a lot. And
Yeah. I know. We couldn't hear you, dude. Okay, Eric, go ahead.
Anyways, it's a 13-episode season, so it's not very long. But it's about world much like our own, but the big difference is all the fantasy creatures exist in other realms, and now they cross realms to ours. And now they have to have a cultural interspecies exchange, but there's lots of laws going on and stuff like that, and they basically need a host family to host one of them for whenever their families are to do this exchange program and hopefully reintegrate them into normal society. And the main character is tasked with being a host family for the snake girl, basically she's a Lamia, and she immediately falls in love with him, and that's a problem for him because they're not allowed to fuck. Otherwise, that's considered like a breach of I guess some kind of like strict terms they've had. Like, I guess it's considered somewhat like sexual assault or something, so it's a crime. And there would be issues with the race and the people of that world, and they might go to war over it. So he's constantly trying to get in his pants, and it gets him in all sorts of trouble. And it only gets worse when he ends up becoming the host family for several other monster girls, and it's a lot of fan servicey stuff like that. And if you want to see anime titty, you'll get it with this show.
If you want to see titties?
Yeah,
Wow, cool.
and it's pretty funny. And I can't really say much more other than that. But there ends up being like 5 monster girls in this place by the end of the season, with promise of more.
Okay, so what are you giving Monster Musume season 1?
I'm gonna give it for what it is. I'm gonna probably give it an 8.5. I watched the dub; it was pretty decent.
What did you see that on Crunchyroll or?
It's on High Dive, but I've been watching it on Verve because Verve is an aggregate, and that's one of the channels.
Okay. What else you got for us, Eric?
Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and this is about. It's basically a slice of life / comedy show, and it's about a woman who seems. I think she's like 24 to 6 or something like that. Anyway, she has an office job, and she's also a type of like extremely introverted, doesn't know how to relate to people too much, because she or it's maybe it's because that she's lived on her own for so long, she's kind of forgotten how to talk to people. And anyway, she gets off drunk off her ass one day, and she runs into a dragon girl, who and at first threatens to kill her, but once Kobayashi realized that she had a sword in her back, she offered to take it out, even though she was drunk as hell. And apparently that act of kindness softened her heart, and Kobayashi basically asked if she had no place to live, why don't she just come to stay with her for a while? And she decides to become her living maid to repay the debt that she had for her. And a couple other her friends show up from other worlds. They're all dragons, or one of them's technically not a dragon. They're an ex-goddess, but they kind of look like a dragon, so basically.
Is there any competitive eating in this series, Eric?
No.
Oh.
Actually, maybe. But it has nothing to do with that guy.
Oh, okay. I was just checking, man.
Anyways, you'd think it'd be a fan service-y show, but not really. The most it ever does is that there's a 9-year-old girl named Rika, I can't remember which it was, who becomes friends with this dragon girl named Kana, who's about the same age physically and mentally, but even though she's like hundreds of years older because she's a dragon. But anyways, she's basically a lesbian, and she like freaks out whenever Kana touches her because she has the biggest crush on her. And the most that ever happened between them is that they played a Twister game, which was kind of funny. But like, Kana's basically oblivious to her advances. But so it doesn't get into weird territory, and so it's mostly wholesome show.
Okay. So what you giving?
And season 2 starts in a couple weeks, or rather at the end of next week. But I'm gonna wait until the dub airs on August 11th.
Okay. So what you giving season 1, Eric?
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Ooh, that good, huh? All right.
That was pretty good too.
All right. 2 good anime series to start your weekend off there. So there you go. All right. Any final thoughts on that, Eric, before I go on to my reviews here?
Not really.
Okay. Breakman, did you have any reviews?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay, I got 3 real quick ones. I'll go in reverse order here. Promising Young Woman was a movie I just picked up on Redbox on a whim because I think I saw a preview on another movie somewhere, and it basically is about a woman who had a friend that was wronged in the past. That's pretty much all I want to say. I don't want to spoil everything. But she pretends that she's drunk in bars and picks up these guys, or these guys pick her up and like try to take advantage of her drunken state, but she's not really drunk. So she basically puts them all in their place. She doesn't kill them or anything like that, but she makes their lives a little more interesting. Let's just put it that way. And
It kind of reminds me of The Gift, but on a more extreme level.
yeah, it's actually a really good movie. Like the pacing is on point. The direction is good. The acting's fine. The only problem that I had with this movie was the ending. It was too perfect of an ending. And I mean, there are some surprises and twists and turns in this movie that you wouldn't see coming. But I think it failed the landing a little bit in this manner. It was just not believable enough for me. Like it's just way too. It was wrapped up in a bow too easily at the end. And I mean, it's a good movie, and I highly recommend watching it. I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. Especially if you can get it from the Redbox or catch it on one of the streaming services later. But I highly recommend watching it. It's a good movie if you like kind of like revenge type movies, which I kind of do. All right, so the next movie I'm going to talk about is called The Deep Ones. It's basically based on a story by H.P. Lovecraft. The whole Cthulhu cult worshipping people that live in a sleepy town type deal, and there was no real new territory brought here, but I thought the acting was fine enough and the direction was fine enough. The only thing, and I very rarely say this, super distracting, and it was the amount.
Damn it.
Yeah,
You went dead for a moment.
Oh,
We
did
didn't
I?
hear any of that.
Did I go?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. There's one thing that I didn't like about this movie in particular. It was a fine adaptation of Lovecraft's writings, but there was one distracting thing that kept me from really liking this movie, and it's kind of a shallow one, but
Not enough boobs.
well, it definitely had boobs for sure.
I
But
said not enough.
oh no, there were enough.
Dancing monkeys.
No,
there
no,
weren't
no.
any?
That's not the problem with this movie. The problem with this movie was the actresses were like, I don't know if this is.
Collagen.
Hold on, I don't know if this is. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'll just move
so
on.
were they like wooden or something?
No, they were I don't know if this is a product of HD, like the HD age or 4K or high definition, but like the makeup for the women seemed way too caked on, even by Hollywood standards, and a lot of them had like too much plastic surgery, like to where it was distracting, and it was just weird, just I don't know. But the movie,
sounds like overproduction.
yeah, it did seem like a little bit of that, Eric. It was the only thing that really distracted from this movie. It was fine. 7 out of 10. I mean, I've seen this story told, over and over. But The Deep Ones is worth renting at least. I also got it at the Redbox. Now, the final movie I want to talk about is a movie called Vicious Fun, which you can see on Shudder. And it's a Shudder original, so I don't know if you can rent it now, or I'm sure you will be able to. But
Shudder's original. How much are those? Like $50? Is that how much it costs to make one of those?
yeah, no. But I think this is the best movie of the bunch. If you
No, it
can,
was like $60.
what's
make it.
what's $60 to make?
$60 to make it.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
It's a Shudder only.
Shudder original, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this movie is really good, man. I like this movie. It's basically about a guy that finds himself after passing out in a bar and being locked in the bar, finds himself in a like a Alcoholics Anonymous for serial killers group. I know it sounds weird. It's a weird setup for a movie, but it just really works. It's if you take some of the comedy from a movie like Dale and Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and you put it into this movie, but have obviously a different plot, it's fun. It's vicious fun. So if you like some horror elements, some comedy in your horror, this is a fantastic movie for that. I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10. It's not quite as good as Tucker and Dale, but I think you'll have a real fun time with it. let's see. I'm looking at chat here. Did I miss anything? No, I didn't. Yeah, I'm not responsible for that Freak 5. That was Moses was responsible for the nose being taken off the Sphinx. Yeah, I would love to be locked in a bar too, Freak 5. Although you wouldn't have been love to be in this bar with a bunch of serial killers. But that's the absurd premise of the movie. This guy gets gets drunk and passes out, and hilarity ensues.
Well, does he right the wrong by getting drunk again immediately?
No, actually, he stays sober the whole thing.
And it almost sounds like the plot to Disco Elysium, which means that Disco Elysium probably took some ideas from this movie.
Yeah, it might have, man. I don't know, but it's good. It's real fun. I highly suggest giving it a watch. All right, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
Ah, what is it?
Stinko of the week.
Breakman, you are up, sir.
One I just don't want to talk about, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to one I missed last week. I meant to complain about. You can remember those couple of assholes who threatened peaceful protesters, by, getting out their machine gun and their pistol and holding them in weird ways to threaten peaceful protesters.
Oh, you mean was that the couple that was in their house that came out with guns? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes,
the
McCloskeys.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Excuse me.
no, you're fine. That asshole and the bitch, they were punished in court, rightfully so, and their guns were taken away. But the punishment did not, the guns they used that day were taken away. Their gun collection was not touched. In fact, they were able to go out and buy new guns. And he celebrated it, showing off his new gun purchase.
He's also...
And he said, thanks, because that was an older gun. I wanted a new gun anyway.
You think, taking your guns away means suspension, but whatever.
You think he should have been all of his guns. All of their guns should have been removed. And they should not be able to legally own a gun again.
Yeah.
But that's not the way our court system works.
Yeah.
Our court systems are...
Sorry.
What happened? Who did that?
I
we haunted?
accidentally did that. Sorry.
Oh. I was going to say, our court systems are so fucked up that they let convicted rapists out on technicalities. Bad technicalities. The stupid technicality that got Cosby out was evidence against him, basically.
Yeah.
That they agreed that they wouldn't show this evidence showing that he had a history of raping women this way, because there was an agreement to not show that. So you're saying in court, there's an agreement to not show evidence?
Ugh.
And that's how he's getting off.
Yeah.
If for one thing, that should not be the jurors should see all evidence. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
if the asshole has a history of doing it.
This sounds suspiciously like when Trump withheld the evidence that they had against him. He made them withhold it somehow.
Well, he didn't. He just didn't go. He refused to testify in any way. Cosby went to court and was convicted, and that's where this whole he got the trial thrown out because he's rich and powerful, so he could afford rich lawyers to do this.
Yeah.
To get kicked out on the technicality, and he's now suing or planning to sue the courts and everything else for being wrongfully imprisoned, even though he's not getting out because he was wrongfully imprisoned. He's getting out because the conviction's being thrown out.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's still a convicted felon, regardless of them vacating that thing. That's not going away. He's still a convicted felon, no matter what. So I don't think he has a leg to stand on suing. I mean, but of course he is.
I don't know. Rich people get away with yeah.
Well, that's true too.
My only hope is that he ends up dying shortly after this.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Well, he's already signing up for appearance fees and stuff like that, so he's going to be even more wealthy.
Wasn't he a billionaire?
I believe he was, but I know he spent a lot of money to stay out of court or stay out of jail.
Yeah. Let's see. My stinko, I had a doctor's appointment today, just routine. This is coming from Freak 5. He says, my doctor had looked at a CAT scan from almost 2 years ago. There's a cyst on my adrenal gland. I have a CAT scan Wednesday. Well, hopefully everything goes...
2 years ago? He's just now caught that?
That's weird. Hopefully everything goes well, Freak 5. I mean, that shit's scary, man. I mean, I guess the takeaway is be thankful you have health insurance. I can't go to the doctor for shit, so,
Yeah, I'm
Um,
sick of doctors and hospitals right now. I'm fucking sick of all of
I
them.
know, man. You, yep, I know, Break, man. All right, what else you got, Break? Anything else?
Okay, well, since we're on the subject, I might as well say it. My mom is in the hospital again. This time she's having kidney trouble. Um, the time that I was there today, I did not speak to her nurse. I did not see her nurse fucking once.
Really?
Yeah.
How long were you
She's
there?
in there she was in there since yesterday. She was in there all day, and I was there for several hours today.
And nothing.
Um, yeah, I saw like the assistants, the people to help her, and they're like, "Well, you gotta talk to the nurse." I couldn't find a nurse.
Ugh, God, man. It's like, okay, back in the day, like, nurses are the new doctors, right? Back in the day, it was hard to get a hold of a doctor, right? When you were
Right.
in, like, an emergency room type situation. And now you can't even get a fucking nurse. It's like,
Yeah, and
what?
and her doctor recommended more tests be done, and as of I left around 5 or 5:30, so I could be home and be on time for the show, and I wasn't on time for the show, but I blame Skype. Anyway, but by the time I left, I had not seen a nurse, and they had yet to run any tests. They ran a test in the morning and already given her results, but they were supposed to run another test, and that hadn't happened yet either. So.
Well, your mom
I'm
probably,
just really fucking frustrated with our healthcare systems. And
yeah, you
such.
got to be vocal, Break. When you go back, like, be on them like white on rice, like,
I
just,
know, but like I can't like I don't want to bitch at somebody who's not their fault. Like that, like the people that came in, like the nurses' assistants, like I saw a couple of them. They're coming in, they're being friendly, and they're trying to help. It's not their fault that the fucking nurse can't be found.
they have an advocate at most hospitals, Break, that you should try talking to and saying, say that, things aren't happening here, and they need to happen. There's got to be somebody you can complain to help your situation out a little bit, man. I don't,
Well, when I left, my sister was there, and she was gonna see if she could do stuff. So
Oh, good,
I
good,
haven't
good.
had a chance to talk to her because this show. So I'll find out
Oh,
after.
I see. We're the cause of you missing out on being with your mom. I see how it is. Okay, all right.
No, it's fine. I was
I
I was
Mhm.
really angry while I was there anyway. Just like I was getting angrier and angrier with
I
the
know,
nurse
man.
not being
It's
there.
fucking healthcare is frustrating all the way around, man, and
Yeah.
it's all because of insurance companies, man. I mean, it really is. It comes down to that. Like the doctors are handcuffed, the nurses are handcuffed because they can't do anything without the insurance approval, and then just one big clusterfuck, man, at the hospitals, man.
And
Sucks.
I could also tell they're short staffed. It seems to be our hospitals across the nation are getting more and more short staffed.
Yep, yep, that's true too. We need more nurses and doctors and nurses assistants for sure.
And they don't want to pay nurses or nurses assistants, so I can understand why people don't want to be them.
Yep. Okay. Let's move on to Eric. Eric, your stink of
Well,
the
one of
week.
my stinkos was related to break, so I'm
Oh.
gonna scoot over to Dom's. To I don't have anything else, but I did find out just recently. I'll add it later. But apparently the Gulf of Mexico is on a fire because one of the pipes ruptured.
Oh,
Yay, fossil
yeah,
fuels!
wonderful. What great. Let's accelerate the burning of the earth. Why not? I mean, everybody else is doing it. It's fashionable. Let's destroy the planet. That seems to be the norm. So yeah, okay. Um, Jesus Christ, man. Speaking of,
I know we're all gonna be living in gas masks in our 80s,
I'm pretty
just to
sure.
just to breathe
It's
Yeah.
gonna be a
inside
fallout.
a car. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Only it's not gonna be a nuclear fallout. It's gonna be a climate fallout.
Well, speaking of climate, man. I mean,
We'll be fighting for the little space of land that hasn't been flooded.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
we're not gonna have the keys in probably like 50 years at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll be
think about
long
the
gone
things
by
you guys were
then.
singing
So.
too.
That's the thing. I was talking to Bernie the other day about that type of shit, man. I mean, you want to leave the planet in a better place, but the way things are going, our kids are gonna have to deal with it, and then their kids and their kids, and
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I tweeted this earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday. But some British billionaire is going to space. It's the dude from Virgin.
Yeah, no, I wish like we could like.
Again, I want like him and Jeff Bezos and all the other fucking billionaires are in a fucking like I've got a bigger space penis than you contest.
yeah. Can we all
I
just
want them
send?
to go
all-
live in their own space station and leave us all alone.
Yeah,
I was
just-
thinking when they try to come back, we tell them no re-entry.
Yeah.
and we'll open fire on you. So you're gonna have to turn around.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to come back. You're gonna have to go back where you came from. But we're running out of food on the space station. That's not our problem.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have thought of that before, you were rich and didn't help the, starving people around the world. You
Yeah,
stupid bastard.
they like Jeff Bezos could like take care of world hunger. I'm not talking about hunger in the United States, which is small
Instead,
potatoes.
he's more interested in doing like
Or
crazy
the
stunts.
demands are that he releases a certain percentage of his wealth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could single-handedly take care of world hunger, but he doesn't. So, fuck
What's the
him.
figure? Like 25,000 people a day die from starvation.
Oh, it's beyond that. If you're talking world break, man, it's in the 100,000 range, like something like that, man. It's sickening, man. I mean, like places like Ethiopia alone are like oh man, it's so heartbreaking, man. Like those videos don't even do it justice, man. Like you know how like Sally Struthers has all those sad videos of like these poor dogs and cats, and that's all fine and well too, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean the actual videos of people starving in Africa is just if you don't have a tear in your eye after seeing like documentaries on that shit, then
And it's
I
not
don't know
just
what
places
else.
like Africa, like you said, worldwide.
Yeah,
like,
Yemen, Africa, here in the United
Haiti.
States, Haiti.
The Dominican Republic, it gets treated like that all the time by us. I mean,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a natural disaster, it's like the who?
Yeah.
No, don't know them.
Yep.
Our government work.
Freak5 in chat says, with Cosby, the previous county prosecutor released a comment to the press that he used his prosecutorial discretion not to go after Cosby. And he was let go because it was supposedly reasonable for Cosby to think that meant he would never be prosecuted by the county. And that is why he waived his right to plead the fifth during the civil trial. That is true, but in the grand scheme of things, I mean, he was...
That was only one of the other one was that he signed off an agreement that they would not use footage of other women repeating basically that this is the process, they drugged them, they raped them, because he did it with so many women. They needed they're trying to show what's it called,
Yeah.
His MO, like this is the way he does it. But he signed some agreements saying that they wouldn't release that. But that is the most absurd thing I've fucking ever heard. An agreement saying you won't release footage
Yeah.
you won't release evidence to a jury?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yogi Space Race. Yeah, and we should all
Last time
make
I heard withholding evidence is a crime.
Yeah. Okay, guys. My stinko real quickly. I mean, speaking of climate change, my AC isn't working in this house, and fuck. And also car troubles. That's the least of my worries, though. This AC not working is, oh god, man. I'm like dripping sweat talking into this mic. Yeah, and I'm in the hottest room in the house to do this show. So let's move on to happier things, shall we?
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweeto of the week.
All right, Breakman, you're Sweeto of the week.
Well, I mentioned him a moment ago in my stinkos. The gun-toting moron McCloskey. He held he's decided now he wants to run for public office.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So he held a rally, and here's some. I'm not gonna read all of it, but I'm gonna skim some of the article because I thought it was pretty funny reading this. Noted local criminal Mark McCloskey played host to a barbecue political rally on Sunday afternoon, drawing tens of admirers to the sweltering parking lot of a closed outlet mall in St. Louis County to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the time he pulled a gun on a crowd of people who otherwise would have never noticed or cared he existed.
Yeah,
true.
Exactly.
Despite the fact that none of the big names who had been billed to speak at the June 27th event showed up, and despite the fact that ticket sales were so dismal, attendance was open to the public for free at the last minute. St. Louis most gun-surrendering lawyer plowed right ahead with the first annual Pink Shirt Guy Barbecue and Rhino Roast in the St. Louis. What do I call St. Louis? St. Louis Mills parking lot. Grievance and untapped. I'll go ahead and. Well, no, I do. I usually want to read this paragraph. Grievance and untethered delusional tops the menu at the event, with McCluskey and a roster of speakers largely unknown outside the fever swamps of the far right, taking turns condemning everything from critical race theory, their newest and most nonsensical boogeyman, to culture Marxism. George Soros' fault, of course. But how dare you level accusations of anti-Semitism to the radical left agenda of Joe Biden. And they had the laughs in there, so I had to add the laughs.
Right, the radical left of Joe Biden. Are you kidding me, man? He couldn't be more center-right than, almost anybody in the Democratic
the writer,
Party.
every time they mentioned that, they kind of they had these bunch of
Yeah.
paragraphs, just parentheses.
That's pretty
The
funny.
whole gun and pony show was in service of McCluskey's deeply stupid run for the U.S. Senate, because if there's one thing that qualifies a man for public office in the Republican Party in 2021, it's a willingness to point a firearm at those of whom you disagree with politically.
Or at black people, because from the images that I saw, it was him pointing his gun at a lot of black people that were walking by. Ugh, disgusting.
Yeah, let me. Here's another one. Initially, fellow criminal and proponent of armed coups, Michael Flynn was scheduled to speak, but he was subbed out for North Carolina Congressman and notably dumb guy Madison Crawford, who also did not show up.
Wow, this was a disaster. Yeah. Well, if that's the best the GOP has to move forward with, then great, man. That's what I'm saying. So, okay, is that it, Break?
Let me see. I'm trying to think. See if there's any more I should read, because it goes on, but I really don't have time to read all of this.
All right.
Let's see here. At long last, after a gushing introduction in which Allman described Mark and Patricia as everyone's favorite neighbors, a characterization in which their actual neighbors wholeheartedly disagree, McCluskey took to the stage to bask in the adulation of the not even half-full seating area of his adoring fans. He insisted gravely that the crowd of people who were walking past his house that fateful day a year ago would have murdered him and his wife and her dog, and then burned their house down, and he had not waddled his ass outside barefoot to threaten them with a rifle. Which is pretty confusing. As how literally none of McCluskey's neighbors did the same, and yet they all somehow came out unscathed.
Right. You know, that
it also doesn't fit the... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, was this at his house that he held this rally?
No, he did it in an apartment. Where did they say that? In a closed outlet mall parking lot.
Oh, damn it. I really wish this was like at his house, like in his backyard, and like you know what I mean, like set the scene, like and then they open it to the public, and a bunch of Black Lives Matter people like walk right in and eat his barbecue and sit in the chairs and like don't say anything.
I'll share the article on Twitter, because there's a picture of like the seats in the rally, and like it's bad. There's not a lot of people there.
That's awesome. All right. Anything else, Breakman?
No, I think that's enough.
All right, Eric, you're up.
All right. My sweeto is that Donald Rumsfeld is dead now. So yay.
Yeah, the architect of the Iraq War. Good riddance. So.
Also, MK Legends Battle of the Realm, just the follow-up to Scorpion's Revenge, has been announced.
Yeah, I saw a trailer for that. I think. Like a mini trailer. It looked okay from what I saw. So that's cool.
That's really it.
All right. Mine is Breakman's generous birthday present, which I have not used yet, Breakman. But I was thinking of using, because they had what is it? It's the latest Star Wars game. What's the name of that? Fallen Order, I think is what it's called.
No, Squadron.
No, not Squadron.
There's Rogue Squadron. There's Jedi Fallen Order. What's the one that's coming though? There's one.
No, the one that you've been playing, Breakman, was that Fallen Order?
Yeah, I liked Fallen Order.
Yeah, that's the one that
Eric was just complaining about.
I wasn't complaining, was I?
Yeah, you were.
Oh yeah, about the various bugs that are.
Yeah, I'm thinking of buying that for $13. I don't have EA access, so I'm thinking of getting that. I think that's a good sale on that.
I think it is. It's on sale still. It's surprising that it is still on sale.
Yeah. So Thinking of picking that up for $13. I think that's a pretty good price for it.
Nice.
And
I love the force powers in that game. Like, there are times you see like stormtroopers just kind of looking over the edge, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna push you over.
Ah!
Bye bye.
Yeah.
I found
Yeah.
myself playing other 3D action games, and I see somebody by the edge, and I'm like, force push. Oh shit. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Why can't
I'll
all
just,
games
I'll just have
force
to
push?
kick him.
Yeah, I gotta do something else. Why is my force push?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay, we got another funny or die segment. I'm gonna put the
God.
a funny or stupid segment.
I was about to say die.
Yeah, probably die. But all right, I put it in chat. I'm gonna show it on the screen here. Okay, let's take a look at this TikTok and decide if it's either funny or stupid. So here we go, guys. What am I looking at?
I didn't get a link.
You didn't?
Yeah.
Look. Oh, here. Let me put it in the chat. Oh dear Lord. Oh dear Lord. What? Oh God. Okay. Ah.
Make it look like it's a poop.
Okay.
Right.
There. I don't
Uh-oh.
know. There's some kind of remote poop or remote caterpillar or something that kind of looks like a penis, and he put it in his friend's shorts. His friend's laying on the couch, sleeping.
Turn on the music.
There's music to it.
There's yeah.
All right. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna say that's stupid, guys.
Stupid.
All right, Eric agrees. What about you, Break?
I'm still waiting for the video to load here. I'll give you a moment.
Okay, I'll loop
Oh,
it.
so it's a remote control caterpillar.
I think so. It looks like a poop or a penis, man. It's weird.
I think it's supposed to be like a remote control bug.
Yeah, I think so too. But I mean,
It looks like dew.
I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's definitely stupid. I definitely think it's stupid. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with die on this one.
all right, stupid all the way around. So that proves my theory that
Darn it.
TikTok is stupid.
That's one video.
Yeah.
One video.
Yeah. Okay. Are we back?
It would have been funnier if they added some like sound effects or something. You know, I don't know. There's something they could have done to make this funny, but they just didn't do it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Shame on them.
A dragon was killed by falling cows. Freak fight. That's weird. Okay. All right. Free for all this week. Let's get into it here, guys.
It's a free for all. Little baby. Yeah, it's a free for all. Suck it.
Okay, we're not doing the tournament this week because Breakman, we had a tie on the poll this week between PS2 games and game shows. So starting next week, we'll do the game show one first, and then the following month we'll do the PlayStation 2 one. We're only going to do 32 because we were talking a little bit of pre-show banter before the show started. It's hard to find 64 game shows. Like it's really weird. You would think there would be at least ones that I know, like 64 game shows that I know, but I mean, I was looking at top 100 lists left and right, Breakman, and I could not find 64. I found 32 for sure. I mean, I can do 32, but wow. So we're going to do a topic that we didn't get to here. There's a link that, Eric, can you put the link in the chat? And it's some controversy between Apple and Epic that we didn't get to do when we were doing our free-for-alls last month. So we might as well pick it up here. Eric, why don't you get into it? It's basically Apple versus Epic, and basically the big loser of the whole thing is the LGBTQ community. So can you talk a little bit about it, and then we'll discuss from there. I like Flora's Lava, Freak 5. It's a fun show.
I'll read a little bit of the article. Apple fires shots at Epic for hosting itch.io and its offensive and sexualized games. But this is kind of an old article, but we never got around to it until now. But a couple weeks before the Epic versus Apple trial kicked off, Epic added the itch.io up to the Epic Game Store. It seemed like a move to show how inclusive and happy Epic were to host another storefront on their store, but now Apple has used this as ammunition against them. Last Friday, during the 5th day of the trial, Apple made it sound like the excellent indie-focused store is an evil demon app that sells so offensive they couldn't possibly speak about them in court. Epic added the Itch app into their store in April, along with a handful of other non-games apps like Spotify and internet browser Brave. Epic doesn't review the games that are put into itch.io because it's a third-party app, and as Epic mentioned during the trial, Itch have their own moderation systems. That didn't seem to stop Apple from suggesting that Epic were at fault for allowing users to access offensive and sexualized app, because as we all know, Apple has a strict content policy on its storefront. So they're basically just saying, look how shitty Epic is because they don't control their content.
Yeah. Okay, so the long...
But like, basically the result of all this was that itch.io now has to have a unspeakable games tag, which is just something far more sinister than it actually is.
Yeah, I mean, we've all discussed this type of thing before. Breakman, like back in the day, I don't think it was around when like Hollywood Video was around, but before that there were video stores, right, that would have like a section in the back, right, that only adults can go into, right? And
yeah, they didn't really have those around here, that many of them.
Right, but
those are they're rare stores because American sex and nudity can't have any of that stuff.
Right, and this is something that we've talked about ad nauseum on Grinders before, but it's worth re-mentioning. Like, to me, first of all, putting the LGBTQ community in a section called, what's that section called?
Unspeakable Games.
Unspeakable Games is kind of a slap in the face, but I do like what Epic did after.
I mean, some of it was porn stuff, but a lot of it wasn't.
Well,
Unspeakable Games?
Yeah.
That's the characteristic they're going with?
Yes. And here's the thing. Like, I guess if that's how you want to run your business, but I mean, censorship is probably never a really good thing. Like, I was talking to Bernie about news, for instance. Like, in other countries, Bernie lived in Mexico for 15 years, right? And their news, like if there was a shooting, for instance, there were pictures of that shooting on the front page. You know what I'm saying? Like you would see the totality of the brutality of those types of things. And it would be a good sobering reminder of what was going on. Now, what people did after that, up to them, right? But I'm saying here in the United States, like media is censored and sanitized to the point where, we hear about a shooting and that's it. Maybe if people started seeing the brutality of what a shooting actually entails, maybe things would fucking change. If you could actually see the devastation, see what's going on. But as far as like games are concerned, we've talked about it over and over on Grinders. Why do you not let adult games just be on your platform? Have a different section. You're never going to stop a kid from seeking out sex and violence and stuff like that. Like Sony doesn't have a problem with Call of Duty.
Or, with the LGBTQ stuff, just erasing spaces for them is just wrong.
It's wrong. It's totally wrong. I mean, they should have a different section for LGBTQ stuff, and within that have subsections. Here's the rated X, triple X LGBTQ section, and then you look and find what you want from there. No big deal. I don't understand. Why do we have to marginalize people? Is the point of the thing. Sony doesn't have a problem selling you a Call of Duty game where you can take a sniper rifle from 50 yards away and blow someone's head off, clean off, with blood and gore and everything. I'm surprised you can't go up and see the brains on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the difference between sex and violence in this country is crazy. People would much rather have people going around shooting, which, by the way, I don't have a problem with that in Call of Duty. I do think it's a mature game that needs to be sold to a mature audience and not 9-year-olds, which that's, happens all the time. And it's the same thing for sex. I don't want people selling a triple X video game to, a 15-year-old or a 13-year-old or anything like
Right.
that. That's it's common sense, right? Break like
Right.
you don't none of us want that. Now, we want the ability to purchase that game if we want as adults. If you're an adult, you have a right to play those type of games if that's what you want to play. I personally wouldn't play a lot of them, but there's some hentai stuff that I'd be interested in playing on a PlayStation 5. I can't play it on PC. So, I just think it's stupid thinking, and you're never going to sanitize everything. Not even Nintendo can sanitize everything. So,
I mean, well, every system's got nudity in games now. Like I see more and more of that, but it's so slow and like and representation is very slow coming.
right. And
But I have seen like if you like search through the stores in Nintendo and stuff, you can find like some adult games. Just it's not that many.
There won't be titty though.
yeah.
Because
No,
that's
there
something
are.
they still won't allow.
Actually, there are.
Really? I haven't seen
Yeah,
one.
on the
Right.
Switch.
Wow. Huh.
Like
Uh,
you can see actual
yeah.
nude stuff.
Yeah, like actual like nipples and stuff.
Then they're probably not there for very long because they get reported probably really quickly.
There's one game called Hentai versus Evil or something like that. That's got
Well,
nudity in
yeah,
it.
but that's not quite what you think it is. I mean, it's fan servicey, but I doubt there's anything A-rated.
There's naked breasts with nipples
Because
showing.
Nintendo. Okay, so
This
so
has
Nintendo,
nothing.
Once Nintendo finds out about it, though, it's going.
There's some other games on there too, like with like some nudity in them too.
This has nothing to do with what you just said, Breakman. But where can I find these games?
Just search the shovelware bowels of the eShop.
Yeah, basically. It's
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying. I would.
Like, while Nintendo doesn't have a strong arm approach like Sony does when it comes to third parties regulating their own content, they still have a strict anti-AO rating policy.
Yeah. Well,
unless it's like this shovelware stuff that manages to slip through, like Break said.
I really think that there should be an AO section in every. Then it would free up developers to think outside the box. Like you don't have to worry about a nipple showing or having a sex scene. I mean, as long as it's not explicit, I mean that's. I mean, I think that might be a bridge too far. Like you're not going to show a video game with penetration or something. But like, I remember.
Why not?
Well, right. Why not? I mean, why not? I mean, but I guess it's baby
why
steps.
can't like adults have real sex games if they want them?
Right. I agree. I agree, Breakman.
If you want to see full penetration in a video game, okay.
I mean, there are.
I could see that in a video game. I'm not gonna.
There
go
are
down and start
6
jerking
games,
off
but
to
they're
it, but I can
basically-
watch it.
There are 6 games, but they're limited to strictly PC platforms.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying, Eric. Why, like a person like myself that plays absolutely zero PC games or games on the Mac, why would I why don't I have the option to play this on the Xbox?
It's so weird too because like you can use your PS5's internet browser to load up Pornhub.
Right.
But you can't actually buy porn on a storefront anywhere because Sony won't allow such a storefront to exist.
And you know what's funny?
Even if it's not being controlled by them and
right.
and it's got its own regulatory boards, they wouldn't allow it.
Okay, Breakman, think of a game like Mass Effect, right? That trilogy of games. There's lots of sexual innuendo and lots of actual sex, right? Like the logical step is go ahead and show it. You know what I mean? Like what's the difference between, it's like the difference between softcore porn and like regular rated R movies. Like why?
And for instance, like when you have like a sex scene in a game like Mass Effect, how's that any different from say Game of Thrones? Like,
right.
There's a lot of nudity and sex in Game of Thrones, but that's not the point of Game of Thrones.
Exactly. That's exactly the point I was getting at, Breakman. Like the sex is part of the game. It enhances the game, right? Like those are mechanics within the game. Like you can hook up with a certain alien or human in that game, and it changes. It's supposed to change the the whole path, and even though it doesn't really, but you know what I'm saying. Like that's if it's part of the game, then keep it as part of the game. Just have a different section, and then maybe you can have an option. Let's say you're an adult and you don't like that stuff, but you want to play Mass Effect. Have an option.
Yeah.
Just disable it.
Have an option within
it has a
Hold on,
difficulty
Eric.
setting called story mode that just skips all combat.
Well, how about have a mode where it censors sex scenes, or like they did with Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo. Wasn't it the Super Nintendo version that you only got?
Sega. Yeah, you get sweat. And, well, wait a minute. There was like a color code on the Sega, or no, there was a color code you could unlock on both of them, I think.
Yeah,
Both
but
Sega and Super Nintendo, but I think they're both added at one
The
time.
Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat was completely censored. There's no way around it.
there's a
The
couple
Genesis
of
one had cheat codes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I remember. If you had a Game Genie, you could get colored sweat.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
but
The Super Game Genie, you get the sweat color, but it was sweat.
and there are modern games. I don't know any
But I
offhand.
think Mortal Kombat 2 did have like a change the color of the blood to something else mode.
Yeah. There are modern games where you could have an option that tones down the gore, right? And I don't know of any offhand, but I played one recently where it was weird. I was looking at the options, and you could tone, you could turn off the gore, for instance, and that's great. They should have the same thing
and the game's rating is based on what the default is. And
Right.
The default is violence, but
Right.
so they rated M. But
Right.
you don't have to play it that way if you
Right,
don't want to.
right, and I think you should have those options. Like if you're an adult and you don't care to watch sex scenes, it should have a thing that says, you could do the rated R version or you could do the PG-13 version. Okay, I'll do the PG-13 because there's a lot of people that like PG-13 versions of movies.
I kind of want to play an indie video game with full voice acting that has all the censors of like a TV broadcast of a movie, like mother loving snakes on a plane instead of motherfucking snakes on a
Right.
plane.
Right. I mean,
Just to see how ridiculous it sounds.
I'm sure it'd be
Man,
totally
I hate those
ridiculous.
bad edits.
I know.
I prefer just bleeping it out and going like, God, man, like the editing of the words. You can hear like they edit it and stuff. It's just like
Right.
that fucking ass. Or they say it's fucking. It's like that fucking asshole. That ducking asshole.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like, wait a minute, why didn't you censor asshole?
That-
But you censored fucking
yeah.
what?
It's like a different voice, but it's like
No,
that
I-
freaking asshole.
I'd prefer that though over constantly bleeping it, because if the game were constantly bleeped, then House of the Dead Overkill would have been nothing but a bunch of bleeps.
Yeah. Well, that's true too. but-
Gears of
There's a-
War
There's a swear word every 5 seconds in that game.
Gears of War
would be just one big bleep.
Yeah, exactly. The whole thing is just bleep, and that's all you hear the whole thing. Okay, I think that's about it, guys. I'm dying of a heat stroke over here, so let's wrap this up now. Breakman.
Frank eats shade badly.
Oh God, I need to get out of this house. Is what I need to do, man. It's hot in here.
It's food and shade quest time.
Yeah. Break. You're up.
I'm just fighting this cat who keeps wrapping himself in my phone and my headphone
Oh yeah.
cord here, and
You gotta
Yeah,
check
he-
yourself, cat.
yeah, he's got to stop that because he's pulling it off my head and it's not cool.
Censor that cat, Breakman.
All right, I'll do it. Your censored cat.
There you go. All right, Breakman. What's your plugs?
You can follow me at I almost said it, RPGrinders on Twitter, where you can ask Dear Breakman a question and ask RPGrinders a question and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Just stuff you do on
Slagar.
Twitter, right?
Slagar, if you want to, Slagar, send questions to RP Grinders for one, or the phone lines are always open after news. So just want to make that clear.
Yeah, maybe we should post the phone number or the Skype number in chat when we're done with news sometimes.
Yeah, I thought that we could do that. Is it RP Grinders or Frank Branches? I can't remember.
I think it's under your name.
Okay, then I'll put that in the chat after. The phone lines are open. Type thing. Okay.
Talk to me.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Eric, you are up.
Okay, you can find reviews on either bostonpatrick.com or the feed. I got a review of Wonder Boy, Asha, and Monster World that you can listen to. But if you want to support someone else while also looking at my own review, you can read the review, and the link to mine is right at the very end. And if you like what I've written, you can go to my Patreon, which is has a link in my Twitter profile, which is @RPGrinders. Sending me his little dollar would help out.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Eric?
Oh.
Independence Day is garbage because it's not what it used to be.
Eric,
Oh.
Breakman is having a
Oh, I just read chat. Oh.
what did you read in chat?
Oh.
Why?
Yeah,
Oh.
why?
Oh, I gotta go. We need to end this now.
Well, yeah, Independence Day is garbage, but I guess you can at least ignore how garbage America is by blowing up fireworks. But they don't get too in the spirit of blowing up fireworks, because some people might be triggered by the explosions or something. So be careful where you're setting that stuff off.
Yeah. I hate 4th of July, Eric. Freak5 says, oh boy, do I even want to read this? Don't forget to watch Bernie's OnlyFans. She's
I
celebrating
just hope
the
I
4th.
can sleep that night.
She's celebrating the 4th by sounding Frank with a little... How dare you, Freak5?
With a lit sparkler to
How
finish
dare
the
you?
sentence.
How dare you?
That's why I'm sick.
Dark
I'm
sounding
sick.
Frank. Jesus
Is that
Christ.
is that DSP he's doing there, or is it like something else?
Dark sounding. Yeah, it's probably DSP. I sent the link to Wyland. I wonder if Wyland watched that whole thing. It was a wicked takedown of DSP, man. It was like kind of like a documentary on how much DSP sucks, and it was super funny. I found a lot of enjoyment. It's about an hour long. I'll have to find that link and show it to you all. But
why is it an hour?
huh? Oh,
Why is it
because there's
actually an
lots
hour?
to talk about. What the?
I don't know. Like I've seen a lot of very terrible videos on the internet about someone talking about something that like this happened a lot during the atheist community, where they started revealing themselves to be the shitheads that they are.
Yeah.
And they be probably anti-LGBT or something like that, or anti-feminist.
Yeah.
And they'd go on for 30 minutes to an hour. So I just wonder why it's so long.
Is that a broken link, Freak5? Because I clicked on that link.
Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm trying to help him out here.
Yeah, it's an XML link, which just gives me the XML of that.
Apparently, sounding is like a trigger word for Breakman.
I guess I don't know. Okay. Oh, gross, Freak5. Exiled, you son of a bitch. Okay, I want to thank everybody in chat. Who all was in chat? Good friend Freak5 was in there. Bernie was in there, of course. Let's see. MXT was in there. Wyland, of course. And that's about it. I think MXT was in there as well. So thanks, MXT, for joining as well. He actually stayed for most of the show this time. I can't believe it. You can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches. You can follow the show, as Breakman said, at RPGrinders. Go ahead and send questions there. Join us live every Friday, 7 Eastern Time on twitch.tv/RPGrinders, or search RPGrinders on YouTube. And I think that's about it. Oh, go watch, get Shudder. Shudder's great. Watch Vicious Fun. It's kind of a comedy horror movie, and it's really, really fun. You guys should watch it. It's great. I think that's about it. You guys have anything else?
No, I'm just I'm reposting that link in chat.
Okay.
I think this is the right link.
Okay.
This will get you to what you want.
All right. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next weekend.
And don't sound. Just don't do that.
Yeah, don't.
And maybe buy earmuffs and or eye mask, so you can actually sleep on 4th of July evening.
Yeah, bring your dogs indoors too. A lot of dogs get freaked out with 4th of July, so bring your animals inside. All right, take care. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody.
I'm never using sparklers again.
Alrighty, chat. Thank you guys so much. Really, really appreciate it. Bunch of Wyland has a bunch of steelbooks coming out. Transformers 86 4K. That should be pretty awesome.
Oh, so the movie is getting a 4K master. Cool.
Dust
I might
Till
pick that up.
Dust Till Dawn. That would be cool. Scream 4K. God, those are good ones. I just don't. I hate paying like $30, $25 for that shit, man. They're pretty.
Oh
but...
yeah, that reminds me. Like the new Transformers movie has gone back to having Bumblebee being a Camaro because I don't know why.
I guess. Okay, everybody in chat, thank you guys so much. Stay safe over the 4th. Have fun.